So today's Dussehra, Vijay Dashami, and it represents, as we all know, the victory of good over evil. But what is this good over evil, and what is the significance of this Dussehra, this victory of good over evil, falling after the 9 days of the Navaratri? When we have this Navaratri at this time of the year, in the months of, let's say, September, October, then it is related to Ma Durga. And when we have it in somewhere in March, April, the Chaitra, at that time it is Lord Rama. So, what is the significance for us at this time of the year? The 9 forms of the Mother Goddess that we saw. Is this Mother Goddess outside, or is it we ourselves? We are carrying her within, and we have to gradually move upwards from all her representations. We have got to exhibit those things, and we go through several of those forms. But because we are human, in the course of our life, as we go through those forms, we do some things. There are things that we are not proud of. There are things that we may even feel guilty about. There are things that we may be angry with ourselves for. But we have got to see how we are those 9 forms and what we need to do. So the goddess, in her various manifestations over 9 days, she progresses from the child phase. Day 1 she is called Shailputri, daughter of the mountains, the Himalayas. And then she moves on to the second stage of being weaponless, defenseless, innocent, unwed. She is Brahmacharini. And from there she progresses to Chandraghanta. It's a resplendent form, no doubt. And the third stage is the full-blown womanhood. And that is Chandraghanta. And then to the suggested mother-to-be phase, Kushmanda. So Kushma, the entire cosmos, and the egg symbolizing, something yet to be born, impregnated yet unborn. So that is the Kushmanda stage. And then it is the maternal phase of being Skandamata, mother of Skanda, Skandamata. These 5 phases, we all, let's say, go through. In some way or the other, we go through these 5 phases. And we are human. So, when we go through these 5 phases, there are things that we experience, there are life situations that we experience, we deal with them, we try to cope with them. Sometimes we are unable to cope, sometimes we leave some situations unresolved. There are lots of loose ends. We are human, so all those things happen. And then we move on to the 6th, 7th and the 8th, 6th, 7th, 8th and the 9th phases. The 9th, of course, is the culmination, so 6th, 7th, 8th. And at this stage begins the work of inner transformation. So now we come to the 6th phase, where she becomes Katyayani. She is the slayer of Mahishasura. So there is no Mahishasura outside, but we all carry our inner demons. So she becomes Katyayani. And then, because we are human and we are having to deal with so many things right from that stage, from the earlier stages, we accumulate perhaps so much. I'm talking of the human condition, I'm not talking of the goddess, but we are all potential goddesses. And in the form of potential goddesses, we accumulate a lot of negative feelings and thoughts about ourselves for the things we have done and regretted, for the things we feel deeply ashamed about, for the things we feel guilty around, for the things we are angry about. And there's a lot of self-hatred and criticism. And then becomes, this goddess on day 7 signifies our rise. We rise and we are able to rise above our inner darkness. We carry so much of darkness within, and so goddess Kalaratri, she is worshipped, she is the goddess who is worshipped, and we are moving on to get rid of the darkness. We are ignorant about who we are. We collect all these criticisms about ourselves. And so, Kalaratri, because she defeats the, whatever inner darkness that she has accumulated, she defeats the darkness of ignorance. Now, once she defeats that darkness of ignorance and she realizes that whatever I have done, we are talking of the human condition. When the woman realizes that whatever I have done, that was the best I could do in that moment, whether I have failed as a wife or a mother or at any earlier stage of my life, whatever I have been able to do, whatever I have not been able to do, I need not blame myself for it. I need only to learn from them. Kalaratri, she is able to bust all that inner darkness. From here, she becomes Mahagauri. And when she becomes Mahagauri, now she is a leader for women. She is able to be a cheerleader for other women, and she is able to lead them on. And these are all, we doing these things. We are just not expected to do the puja, put the Devi in a framed picture and offer some flowers and sweetmeats and fruits and everything else, do the worship and then forget about it. We have to live our life. Every year when Navaratri comes, we should be able to assess where were we last year at this time of the year. Which level had we attained? How much have we able to move along this? It's like a scale. And so, Mahagauri, and she is able to now be a role model for others. And finally, day 9, she is Siddhidatri, where she is able to show miracles to others. She is able to give miracles and spiritual boons and things to others. This is not just some kind of empty worship. This is an uncovering of yourself at the deepest levels, and we all possess this capacity. And there is no specific time when we, so this Navratri, this is where I am. Yes, we have to be able to assess what we've been able to do in the past 1 year. And now that Navratri is over, you have to position yourself to do more and more of this work, so that next year when Navratri approaches, you have a very clear understanding of where you are. This is the significance. So, Vijay Dashami marks the final victory of the higher self in each one of us, man, woman, it doesn't matter. You know, we have that Ardhanarishwar concept. It doesn't matter whether biologically we are man, we are woman, we carry everything, the entire universe within us. So, Vijay Dashami marks the victory of the higher self, not over the lower self, not over the tendencies of the lower self. We are human, we will make mistakes, and that's how we are designed. Our mistakes are supposed to help us learn and grow. So it is not the defeat of the higher self over the lower self and control and don't do this thing and this is wrong, morals. It's not that. In the gradual progression of life, whatever mistakes we've done, whatever we might have been able to do, not able to do, the judgments that we hold against ourselves, the judgments that are there about the lower self, the higher self is very, very graciously able to step in as Mahagauri and clear away all that negativity from inside her, and then this woman is able to, as Siddhidatri, give herself some miracles. So this is the significance of this Vijay Dashami. Please note, it is not a victory of the higher self over the lower self. It is always an inner battle between you and you. One part of you does something, another part of you judges yourself for it. And that part which is judging yourself for whatever it is, that needs to be schooled, that needs to be groomed. So you as your higher self have to understand and forgive whatever behaviors came from your own lower tendencies. You are human, it will happen. So close your eyes, and this is specially meant for some of you who in these days have texted me. I'm a complete stranger for y'all and y'all are strangers for me, but somehow you trusted and you reached out to me and you asked me, I've done this thing, or my daughter has seen me doing this with somebody else, or some such thing happened with me, or I made a wrong offering to the goddess, whatever it might have been, whatever were those things that were bothering you. And some of you shared some very deep, dark things that were hiding in your mind. And I deeply appreciate the fact that you were able to trust and tell me that, not that I could help you in any way, excepting call you for this chant that I do. There was nothing I could do. But anyways, today is the day when you as your higher self have to allow that thing to leave your mind once and for all. So close your eyes and gently repeat after me, I accept myself just as I am. I accept the whole of myself. There is no part of me that I wish to disown or reject. All actions and behaviors, all mental and emotional states, anything I have said or done, no matter how they appeared to others and how others judged me for those, came from some part of me, and I accept that part. I accept that making mistakes is a part of my human journey. I will make mistakes, but I will learn from them and grow. I give myself permission to forgive myself every single time, whether I do things knowingly or unknowingly. And now please repeat the Ho'oponopono statements after me. Today, as your higher self, you are having a dialogue with the lower self. Say to that lower self, from the place of your higher self, I'm sorry for expecting perfection from you. Please forgive me for not accepting your imperfections. I love you with all your shortcomings and flaws. Thank you for doing your very best. So we don't have number sequences for today, and we don't have a closing number there for the chakra. Today is the day of all the chakras, and so we come to the end of day 10.